100 strong. We in the building. I'm gonna let people join real quick, but we going 100 strong. 100 strong. It's your homeboy Low from the Go, man. Straight out Chicago, baby. You know my hometown. I love it. I love it a lot. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play y'all some news stories. I'm gonna play y'all some news stories. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna tell y'all about what I did. Right. So I've been watching the Wu-Tang Clan saga, and I was surprised that it ended where it ended at. Like it didn't get into old dirty bastards death. It didn't get into a lot of things that happened after Wu Tang. That's what I was expecting to see. Now, the movie did, well, the series did shine a good light on everybody in the movie. As far as I seen Raekwon was a hater, though, in the whole entire goddamn thing. Raekwon was hating on motherfuckers, man. But other than that, it played everybody in a good light. And like I said, it didn't get into all the stuff that I thought it was going to get into. I thought it was going to continue until this day and show what brothers been up to today. But it just stopped after they 5-year contract. So that means it's a little leeway in there for them to make another one and keep it going. I'm not sure if they're going to come out with another season on that particular show or whatever. But the way it ended, it was awful to me, man. It was an awful ending. It was a lot of unanswered questions that was going on in the movie or in the series. Like, for instance, RZA, his girl ended up leaving. And I was like, why the hell did she leave a mansion? You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. I understand why she left it if all the Wu-Tang members was living there, but I'm pretty sure RZA could have scraped up a little change for an apartment for her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, she leaves a millionaire. I'd have been pissed off at my daughter. You leave and you come here without a baby or anything. All you got is, I used to date the RZA. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got is, I used to date the RZA. And I was there when they had the mansion and all of that. I just didn't like living in it. Man, that shit was crazy to me. I'm like, that girl is out of her mind. But I wanna get into a little bit of Chicago news, right? So we got a few things that I want to talk about personally in Chicago news. All right, so first thing I'm gonna start off with is Chicago police are looking for 3 women in a strong robbery case. On the red line, one of the most dangerous places for you to be in Chicago is on the trains or on even the buses, man. Like just public transportation, it'll get you killed in the city of Chicago, man. Let me check my StreamYard real quick and make sure that we coming through. All right, it appears that we coming through, but public transportation in Chicago, it'll definitely get you killed, man. You got to watch your step, and that's why I be telling my mom. She be like, I don't want to leave the city. They're like, Mom, you scared to walk to the fucking corner store. You really are scared to walk to the corner store. So you gonna let you having a barbecue, every weekend in the summer, or seeing motherfuckers that you normally see on holidays, you gonna let that have you stuck in the house scared? Like, I really don't understand that. And I'm trying to get my mom to get the hell up out the city, because you can do so much. You'll feel so much better if you just sometimes went someplace else and evaluated your life. That's what we have to do. We have to get outside of the city so we won't uh, be going crazy. But I want to get into a few stories, right? And I got this one right here, man. I'm gonna pull this one on up, and it's about a man who opened fire at a movie theater after an argument. Hold on, let me try to pull myself up so I can see myself and present it real quick. So this is about a guy who opened fires in the South Loop. So let's go. And without further ado, let's bring this on.
Rings out inside a South Loop movie theater.
WGN's Jewel Hillary is live on the scene with the latest. Jewel.
Hi, good evening, Jackie and Tamon. It has been a frightening evening for folks who were inside of the Icon movie theater inside of the Roosevelt Collection shop this evening. It was all around 7:30, according to police when two men went inside of the theater and started fighting in the lobby. A weapon from one of the men fell out, and one of the men grabbed the gun and shot 7 to 8 rounds off. Thankfully, no one was injured. Both men were taken into custody. Police say the theater was evacuated right away. We spoke to one man who says he didn't hear the gunshots, but was rushed out of his movie after the shooting.
They just told us to stay in the lobby for like a few minutes until everything calms down. Then next thing you know, they just told us to leave. I mean, this is probably I'll go here every time when another movie comes out. The next comes out. This is my favorite one. So honestly, I hope they don't close it down.
Now, police say at the time of the shooting, there were about 700 people inside of the theater, about 20 people inside of the lobby where the shooting happened. They said that the theater is shut down and closed for now, but more than likely, people who had to run out and just leave things behind should be able to get their belongings sometime tomorrow. Reporting live in the South Loop tonight, I'm Jewel Hillary, WGN News.
Wow, you know,
Major developments today.
Chicago, man, we really got to do better. You can't even go to the movie theater with your kids no more. That shit gotta suck, man. That shit gotta suck,
We begin
y'all.
with breaking news. Gunfire.
I can't do it no more. I can't be a part of the problem without trying to be the solution. Now, what we got there? Two men fighting in a goddamn movie theater. Let me pull myself up real quick. Yeah, we got two niggas fighting in the movie theater. Lo, why you call them niggas, man? Because that's some black shit, man. The gun fell, all of that shit. Two men fighting. Everybody else gets to have a show fucked up because we got two niggas that want to be assholes in the movie theater, walking around with guns and shit, you know, trying to catch the ops and all of that type of shit. And it's so much of that going on in Chicago. And that's what we're going to get into with this video right here. We're going to get into a lot of the killings and a lot of the senseless shit that's been going on in Chicago. And that's just one of them, man. That's just one of them. And it's just so much shit going on. But, you know, I know a lot of people that's going to hit this live. They want me to talk about this. So we're going to pull this one on up and we're going to play this.
Has been indicted in the murder of a Chicago rapper who was shot in the middle of the day in the Gold Coast neighborhood. Ralph Turpin is charged in the murder of
All right, so Carlton Weekly, man, another person has been charged in the death of Carlton Weekly, aka FBG Duck, you know, and I want to say that if it wasn't for the attention on this case, what makes FBG Duck's case different than anybody else's case, man? Why can't we find these killers just as quick as we found the old Block 5, which is now the old Block 6? You know what I'm saying? Why can't we find murderers in the community with the cameras that they got out there the way the feds did? Nobody spoke up on this shit before the feds came in and said, we got all this information. Should every case in Chicago, should every murder in the city of Chicago be federal, man? Because when you look at the logic, it makes sense. It makes sense that every murder in Chicago be charged as federal. Because, like I said, when you look at the logic, it just makes a little bit sense. Now we got people dying, mothers crying every goddamn day now, and it don't add up, man. And you know, I'm at least happy that Duck, because it shouldn't have never happened. Number one, should have never happened. So I'm happy that Duck is getting some type of justice, and Mama Duck is getting some type of justice, and she's leading the charge, man. It ain't like she's sitting back waiting on the police or she's being quiet. She's putting her face on the forefront. A lot of people scared to do that. Mama Duck ain't scared. Ain't no bitch in her heart. Ain't no hoe in her heart. She got the support of all her family members. She got the support of the streets, really, because she's a civilian, right? So if we go by the civilian laws, then she has every right to be out there on the forefront trying to get the people who killed her son convicted, man, and talking to other people. She got every right to do that. So let's continue to listen a little bit.
Carlton Weekly, also known as FBG Duck. Weekly was shot and killed on Oak Street in August 2020 while shopping for his son's birthday. Prosecutors say the third
Shopping for his son's birthday, in walks this new suspect. And that was my thing right there. I had this point that I wanted to make about this. What was the crime at? You feel me? What did this suspect do that made him making a phone call saying FBG Duck is downhill? What was the crime in that? Now I can see if he was texting motherfuckers saying, hey, FBG Duck down here, y'all come get that nigga. I want my 100,000. You know what I'm saying? If he said that, then yeah, that's gotta be similar to what he said. Because if you say that, now you're making yourself part of the hit team. You was a spotter or whatever, or you was an informant for the hit team. But if you just call somebody and said, man, this bitch ass nigga Duck down here, I don't see the crime in that. I don't see the crime in that. I don't see, especially because the way they saying it. The way they saying it is they saying that this guy right here, this particular guy, he called his peoples and he said FBG Duck is downtown and his peoples called somebody else. So now I'm trying to see what a crime is with this guy. Well, let's continue with it real quick.
33-year-old Turpin is a gang member. 5 other defendants were charged in the original indictment. Prosecutors allege they carried out the murder to advance their gang's interests.
To advance their gang's interests, right? That's the same thing they talking about Young Thug, man. Same exact situation we're talking about Young Thug. All the crimes that were committed by people under the YSL banner, it was used to advance the gang. And that's federal right there. That's federal, bro. Ain't nothing, you know, even the mafia. Y'all don't want to say it. Y'all don't want to look at them this way. But it was to advance the gang. And, you know, like I said, I have no issue with Mama Doug being on the forefront saying, hey, y'all killed my son. I'm not going for it. So I have no issue with that. So don't put that on me. All right. So I want to get to this Louisville shooter. This shit been going on. And let's talk about this Louisville shit now.
New here at 4 o'clock, police are releasing information about the gunman in a mass shooting at a bank in Louisville, Kentucky.
The local police chief says 25-year-old Connor Sturgeon legally bought the AR-15 style assault rifle from a local gun dealer last Tuesday.
Any person named Connor, I already know what race it is. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. I don't want to steal Charlemagne's shit, but anybody named Connor, I already know what race it is. So what happened, Connor? Did you lose your job, or you on the verge of losing your job? Did you take some money from the bank? Why did you kill people in the bank when you can easily go to another job? You worked at a goddamn bank. You probably legally own weapons. It means you don't have a background. So what the fuck was going on in the mind of Connor? And people don't get it. When I say mental health and physical health is needed in the Black community, especially, that don't take out America. That don't take out the white community. That means that mental health and physical health is needed in the white communities and in the Black communities, but especially in the Black communities, man. We really need to check our mental capabilities. We need to check our mental functions. We need to have more mental tests, treating people how they deserve to be treated. But let's listen, more details in the deadly mass shooting at the bank.
Tuesday. Sturgeon worked at the bank, but was on the verge of being fired, according to reports. Police say he live streamed the assault on Instagram. 5 people were killed, including a close friend of Kentucky's governor. 8 others were
5 people were killed. This nigga live streamed that shit, man. Because you about to get fired, man. Let me tell you something. It's life after your fucking job, man. This is a young man just threw his whole life away, threw everything away because he didn't give a shit, man. And I'm starting to see, like, all of these fucking shootings. You know, we just had one in the school a couple of weeks ago. We had one a couple of weeks before that, all the way back to Buffalo, New York, and all of that shit. All of these shootings, man, do y'all think that they're going to start taking away guns? Because these guys don't have records that's doing these shootings. A lot of these guys are out here buying the guns legitimately. So what's next? What's the next step? Is it to make America without guns? Hell no. Those white folk ain't finna let those buffaloes roam. You know what I'm saying? They not finna let the deer get out of hand and the wild hogs. No, they want to kill them themselves because they like to taste the blood. You know what I'm saying? Black folks like to taste the blood too. We like our own blood at that. That's the craziest part. It's like a vampire eating another vampire when we commit murder and genocide against each other, man. It's a vampire eating another vampire. Just don't add up. No, we got to eat a weaker species, man. Let's continue.
For wounded, Sturgeon was shot and killed by police.
Well, at least this guy, you know, he got his demise. He felt his demise by the police. He was shot and killed. So that's one good thing about it. Even though I don't want to say that death is a good thing, but it is a good thing when it came down to this particular situation, because we don't need these people getting a second chance and getting out, because they deadly as fuck to society as a whole. Let's continue.
We have executed a search warrant on his residence, and we have recovered items, and we cannot.
Oh man, I know y'all can't see this, man. I ain't gonna even pull it up. Who's this? The chief? She's a sister, man. She's kind of sexy there. You know, she's a little bit. Her face is a little plumpy, but you know, shit, it looked like she got a fat ass on her, man. Yeah, she's a nice looking lady right here. Yeah,
Get into specific details on what we recover at this time, because again, the investigation is ongoing, and we want to make sure that we're providing accurate information. The family deserves that, and the community deserves that.
Police also saying body camera footage from officers who responded to the shooting will be released this afternoon. We'll share it with you perhaps in our next hour as soon as it comes in.
What's with the live streaming and shit, man? I don't get it. You want to go out in a blaze of glory and you want to put the shit all on camera. You want other people to be scared and fearful and all of that type of shit. But I'm gonna bring it right back to Chicago, man, with a story that is near and dear to me, man. Walmart closing down 4 stores. Guess why? Let's listen.
Retail giant Walmart announcing the closure of 4 Chicago stores effective on April 16th. The news delivering
Damn, that's quick, man, to close down 4 stores and to know exactly what day you're going to close them goddamn stores down. That's news, man. Shout out to Walmart for trying to make it happen. They came to Chicago. You know, I did a couple of stories on people being shot and killed and Walmart not being a safe place. They don't want a mass shooting to go down in Walmart, which I doubt if it happens like that. If it's a mass shooting, it's going to be because 10 niggas saw they op up there and the op had that bang on them. You know what I'm saying? If it's going to be a mass shooting at the Walmart, which it has been mass shootings before, what's considered a mass shooting? 4 or 5 people shot, maybe 3. That's considered a mass shooting. So, and people don't have to die for it to be a mass shooting. But in the black community, that they downgrade our shit. It's just gang activity, which it is. It's not meant for the old lady that got hit in the crosswalk or hit in the crossfire, but it is about some gang shit in the city of Chicago and in most major cities in America. So let's continue. Walmart is closing locations, and it's not because of, like I said, all the shootings that I've been covering that's been happening at these Chicago Walmarts. It's not because of that. Walmart is shutting down these locations because of the thieves, man. You know, half of the cars there, half of the people are buying shit. The other half of the people are stealing shit, bro. And they just can't keep the doors open, man, period.
a big blow to many who've come to rely on those stores.
WGN's Julian Cruz is live at the Chatham Supercenter with more. Julian.
Well, Ben and Lourdes, the loss of this particular store in Chatham is especially felt given that they have the Walmart Health Program here and the Walmart Community Academy. Many people devastated by this news. Now, this Chatham Supercenter store is just one of 4 stores set to close on April 16th of this year, 2023, coming up.
Yeah, you know, it was another thing that people was talking about in the city, man. They were saying because a Whole Foods had shut down and they didn't want to save a lot. Well, you got to get, how could beggars be choosers? We're not building shit in the community. We not owning Walmarts. You know, where's the black general manager and all of that shit. We're not doing all of that, man. We're not building in our community. So when we get places like Walmart and we get places like Whole Foods and they give it a try and they find out that not only 50% of the customers are stealing, 70 to 75% of the customers that walk in the door of Walmart and walk in the door of Whole Foods is stealing something, bro. That's what they got to deal with, and they're not used to that because their stores are generally outside of the city limits or away from Black communities. So they're not used to that. And when they open a store, they say, whoa, these 4 stores, they haven't flipped a profit since they've been open. Of course, the first logical thing to do is to close these stores. Now we got these spaces, right? We got these spaces, and what can happen? You can have flea markets in there and all type of shit. But how many flea markets do we need? No, we need fresh produce. We need food coming in. We don't need no more flea market. We don't need niggas selling us bootleg tapes, right? We need food. We need produce. And we need healthy options because a lot of my people now are starting not to eat meat. I'm like, God damn, I can see you not eating pork. Y'all niggas then took it 2 steps forward, man. Y'all gonna be a body full of jello in a couple of years, man, not eating no goddamn meat. You know what I'm saying? Shit, even the caveman ate meat. Shit. So how you gonna tell us we not supposed to eat meat? The goddamn caveman ate meat. We've been eating meat for millions of years. But all right, anyway, man. But yeah, let's continue.
Up real fast. The Kenwood Neighborhood Market Store at 4720 South Cottage Grove will shut down. Lakeview Neighborhood Market at 2844 North Broadway also on the list to close, with Little Village Neighborhood Market at 2551 West Cermak shutting down as well on April 16th. In a written statement, Walmart spokespeople saying that collectively they've been losing millions of dollars, actually tens of millions of dollars every year when it comes to their Chicago stores. The company vowing.
Y'all hear that, man? When it comes to their Chicago stores, bro. When it comes to the Chicago stores, it's not the suburban stores, man. It's only the ones that's inside the city, man. It's only the ones inside the city. Police can't provide police protection for the stores because they all over the city trying to stop crime, allegedly. But I don't see how they stopping crime. They keeping crime going. But allegedly, they stopping crime outside the city when these stores right here, they need to be protected as well if we want to have these in our community. We know that people are stealing, but we don't want to have a place where poor people are targeted for stealing and shit like that. It'll be like an open frisk and all of that type of shit. Like a communist or a fucking Nazi Germany type situation with people going into Walmart. We don't want that, man. I feel sorry, like I said earlier, man. I feel sorry for the average people in Chicago that's not with the gangbanging shit. But I don't know, man. I think y'all need to love y'all city from afar, man. Love y'all city from a distance. A lot of y'all, because we just victims over and over again. It don't add up. You make something of yourself, you can be killed, or you might have to kill somebody fucking with Chicago. And you don't make something of yourself, you're gonna be out there just in a continuous catch and release situation as far as the criminal justice system, man. In other places, you get 5 or 10 years for having a gun, man. Chicago, niggas be beating all type of cases, and nigga do 2 years and right back out, get caught again with a pistol, do another 2 years, right back out. It's just ongoing and ongoing until you finally kill somebody, and then they set you down for 20 years, but you still get right back out to nothing. Let's continue with this bullshit.
To move store associates to other locations if they want to keep working for Walmart. But there's no masking the disappointment for Chicago Alderman Howard Brooks.
All right, so they're going to move workers to different locations. So what does that mean, man? They're going to move you got to come to the suburbs, which is going to take you an hour now to get to your fucking $15 an hour job. It's going to take you an hour to get there, man, which is sad. But at least Chicago has transit. And what I said earlier, transit is where the crimes occur, bro. The trains, the buses. You can lose yourself. You can lose your life. You can take somebody else's life riding a bus, man. Serious, riding a train.
Brookins, who fought to bring Walmart to the city years ago.
We thought we had turned the corner because there was always rumored that the store was losing money for years.
Alderman Brookins, who is set to retire, says that the community and with its new leadership will have to take this issue up and begin the process once again of trying to find a retailer to take this space, especially in a neighborhood.
Trying to find a retailer to take a space where other retailers fail. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why we gonna sit there and pay fucking taxes, rent, fucking bills for 2 years and be in the red the whole entire time? That sounds pretty good, Chicago. And like I said, what else they gonna turn that building into, bro? Chicago don't need no more flea markets. No more flea markets, man. Chicago needs groceries, produce, man. All right, so let's see what Illinois got going on.
A state network of lawyers is getting the word out to help people with prior pot convictions get a clean criminal record.
Since 2020, we have been able to expunge about 800,000, a little over 800,000 conviction.
Let me say something. This sister is fine. This sister is fine.
Arrest records, so that's huge.
The New Leaf Network, and they connect people with cannabis convictions to attorneys to help them navigate the expungement process. There are still hundreds of thousands of eligible people here in Illinois who have not taken advantage of the process since cannabis was decriminalized. Having a clean criminal record can open up opportunities for advancement and for financial aid to go to college as well.
Man, that's some bullshit. Oh, we can expunge a record for weed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know. Fuck the weed, you know what I'm saying, charges. Because everybody fucking know about weed. Everybody smokes weed and shit, man. America is a country that was built off of drugs. So everybody smokes weed. Everybody knows about weed. So when you go to a job and you talk to a boss, a lot of times they don't give a shit about the weed conviction. They just want to make sure that you're clean at that particular moment and that they can trust you with their lives. They don't care about you being arrested 10 years ago for weed. That's why people ain't taking advantage of it, because it's some bullshit. Joe Biden is in office. He still ain't legalized this shit. So that way it could automatically take this shit off your background if you was arrested for it. All Joe Biden got to do is make this shit legal and say, oh, well, everybody that's been arrested for weed, now that it's legal on a federal level, but they not here to help us, man. They not here to help us. They here to force companies to open up in the communities where they're going to lose money at. Walmart did their best. You know, shout out to Walmart for coming to Chicago. And the one on 111, you know, that's the one I be going to. Motherfuckers then got their bodies dropped at that Walmart, which Walmart's all across the country. Motherfuckers get their bodies dropped at, especially if it's black folks in the surrounding areas, man. Let me know what y'all think about these few stories, man. That's all I wanted to do was get up here, talk my shit, do my thing, sis. You know what I'm saying? Talk my little shit real quick. But tell me how y'all feel about these stories. If it's anything that I should be talking about, go ahead and drop that in that comment section. I'm going to have a panel. We're going to do that back. We're going to roll back the Check It Out show with the homeboy Nick Beck. Shout out to Check That Bag Media. Shout out to Jess_GG, man. If you need that makeup tips, you can go ahead and click up with Gigi. She's going to show you how to get your makeup right. She really knows what she's doing, educated in the shit and everything. But I'll be back later with more news and commentary. Like I said, once again, it's your homeboy, Love from the Go. Don't just be a participant in watching the videos. Hit that subscribe button and show the channel some love. Hit the like button so that the video can be pushed up in the algorithm. And I'll be back later with more news and commentary. Like I said, peace.